The original Alabama Slammer. Well, well, well. Look what the dog drug in. Ricky Carmichael. The 250 Triumph is always turned on.
We're just regular guys. It's its own animal.
You old dog, you still got it.
This thing is kind of nice though. If I bought one, I'd be happy with it.
Dirtbike's the place for you. Good morning, it's vlog 34, and today, the star of the show once again, Jerry Boy Hicks, aka the original Alabama Slammer. Heath Harrison kind of took that over, but this is the original Sandman here, Dr. S.
The OG.
The OG, and today we have the Fantic XE300 Off-Road 2-stroke. Jared's about to unload that for me. We're gonna get some beauty shots. Ron did some racing on it, so he dirtied it up, that dirty man.
Ron's so dirty.
And then over here, we have the famous, the notorious Jay Clark. And they call him Jay Clark Kent, if you really know him. Is it this motorcycle here?
Yeah.
This one. Yeah. See, they don't tell me anything. I just show up and I just have bikes. So you're here, and I know you know about it. What in the HE double hockey sticks is this thing?
Honda CRF250 with a dual injector from Jamie at Twisted. It's kind of a GP build. AHM did the suspension, a 18-inch rear wheel. I'm putting my skid plate back on right now. I got a P3 skid plate, and it's a fun bike.
And we got some cool engine mounts.
Works Chassis Lab.
Nice.
Yep. OG guy.
Have you ridden a dual injector style bike before?
Oh yeah. Love them.
Yeah, I've personally never ridden one, but like talking to Jamie and guys that have ridden them, it's amazing how much power you can get.
Yeah, and it gives you this really good throttle response.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like snap.
Yeah, so Jay Clark builds a ton of bikes in the industry. We've been lucky enough to get our hands on quite a few of them. Jay works with a ton of leading brands in the industry like Dunlop, Pro-X, FMF, Works Connection. And this guy actually has a ton of cool tips on his on his Instagram and YouTube as well. So if you're just getting in the industry, or you've been in for a while and you're a knucklehead like me and you're still learning after 25 years of riding, Jay Clark can help you figure some stuff out. And this guy's not scared to get his hands dirty. More often than not, I'm at the track, yeah, he rides, but I'm seeing him wrench on stuff or changing tires or helping with a full-on build while he's at the track. It's not just a day of riding for this guy.
We usually work them both in at the same time. So I'm one of the few guys who stays riding.
Well, that's what it's all about, because if you're not riding at the end of the day, what the heck are you doing? You know,
I always say you'd be better off working outside the industry and making a real living. If you're going to work in this industry and not ride, it seems kind of silly.
It's counterproductive to me.
Right.
It doesn't make
any sense
to me.
No. So you might as well ride. I'm going to go do a tire for Jared, actually. I got a wheel.
Unfortunately.
So let's get this thing shot.
Boom. All right, next up is the Fantic XE300 2-stroke. Minarelli built 300cc 2-stroke. It's got a dual injector on it, electronic fuel injection system, electronic exhaust valve. You can tell up here, it's got the hydraulic clutch. Fully adjustable suspension, front and rear, 11.8 inches of travel in the front, 12.4 in the rear. It's got LED lights, See the map switch. It's got traction control. And MSRP is listed at $11,599. It makes you wonder, because it is very close to a Yamaha, at least in the chassis department, but it makes you wonder. Fantic now has a 300 in the United States. I guess Yamaha is not going to be making a 300 anytime soon. So this will be the closest thing you can get. Well, well, well. Look what the dog drug in. Or is it the cat?
I think it's cat.
Triumph TF450, Ricky Carmichael. Tilly's been riding it. That's Mark Tilly right there. He's giving us a big old bear stretch. Tilly, what'd you think of the bike? We rode it back east in Georgia, but now we rode it on some SoCal, hard pack, dusty rocks, the whole mix. What'd you think?
This is actually only been able to ride it once in off-road stuff. I'm out here at Glen Helen. I'm gonna do some map testing and some stuff like that. It's interesting. It's not what I thought it would be, but it is kind of what I thought it would be. It's got a really stable chassis.
And I hear that a lot, not just our title, but across the media board. You know, you try and kind of just see what other people think, and everyone, that's kind of the key word that I'm hearing through the kind of the grapevine, is stability.
And it definitely does have stability. I'm all about stability. Like, again, the KX450 is one of the more stable chassis out there at higher speeds. I like that because I'm going a little bit higher speeds when doing off-road stuff and stuff like that. There is some interesting things to it in general. It's a big motorcycle. It feels like a bigger motorcycle.
And I've also heard that.
But I like that.
But to be fair, and you're kind of the green tester for our title. To be fair, the Cowie is kind of known as being like a little bit longer, but like, or feeling a little bit bigger. But that's, I think, where it gets its stability base out of is.
Yeah, and I don't mind a bigger motorcycle. Like, I like that I could feel something underneath me.
Instead of the twitchy short wheelbase style bike. Yeah,
this one definitely on tank area feels a little bit wider. Like the Cowie is slimmer in that area. It feels like a longer motorcycle. Both of them feel like a longer motorcycle. There is some stuff that I don't like, and I know that I don't like that, and that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. I like the bigger buttons and the lesser amount of buttons on the handlebar. I like the fact that it comes with ODI bars, like the bikes that come with Renthals and Pro Tapers and stuff like that. I like the name brand stuff because they flex a little bit more. So that's definitely a cool thing. There will be another video that you'll see in here that is the 5 things that we want to change on this motorcycle. Nothing major. Like I said, good platform, good stuff in general for what we're doing. I'm enjoying it so far. I like the fact that it comes with Dunlops on it rather than the 250 coming with.
Well, for us in the United States at this point in the game, it's a familiar feel. We know what those tires do. When we are challenged with that extra thing where an OE specs it with something we're not quite tried and true proven, you know, because we ride them all the time, it definitely, to me, it adds just that extra element of another thing.
And I think that they're speccing it, especially on the 250, they're speccing it for weight.
100%, because I see it on the cycling side. Even really high-end bikes that are, you know, in the upper $8,000–9,000 range, the tires are, you're kind of scratching your head, but then you look at the weight side and you're like, oh, that's not the tire you want me to ride. That's just the tire so you could put that number on the sales sheet.
Exactly. That's the tire size and the weight that is best fits everything. And I realized that they have to use different suppliers for different things and kind of go from there. Definitely not hating on any of that stuff. I like the variety, but when a manufacturer tries to say, oh no, it was performance, and then you look at it and you go, yeah, no, we can kind of see through that. Like, but that, again, that's being able to do this for a long period of time with the magazine, and you can kind of see why a manufacturer would be doing stuff. This isn't our first rodeo. We've been doing this for a while.
Well, and you have to decipher. That's what our job is, to decipher between performance and marketing. because those are two different things. Although they'll come off as, oh no, it was all performance, but you have to decipher what that really, which is which.
Yeah, and it is when it's the nice part about being able to test, and here on the American market, we have these bikes for a long time. Like we get these for, you know, at the least amount of time, it's 6 months. At the most amount of time, we get it till we get the 2026 model. So again, that lets us go out and break stuff, because you do break stuff. I mean, there was some issues on our 2024 250. All of a sudden it started starting itself. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning with the bike starting in my garage and wondering why.
Well, that's kind of fun.
And yeah, so I thought somebody was in my garage trying to steal motorcycles, and so it was an interesting thing, but it just a bad switch. You got water in the switch and it was starting itself.
Well, I mean, you could say at that point the 250 Triumph is always turned on. You know?
Exactly. It's always raring to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's interesting, and I mean, can't thank the manufacturers enough. Just in this vlog, you're gonna see a Fantic, a Triumph, a Project bike. Like, you're gonna see all kinds of stuff that we get to do in off-road, motocross, all kinds of stuff. So we are truly blessed that we get to do this, and this is our job. With all of these new bikes coming in, I mean, Ducati is having a world launch as we're filming this. A new Triumph, the new 450s here. They have the 250. They're having success on a race team. Ducati is coming into the world this next year with, I think, with Trailer Designs in the United States, and doing the 450. And we've already heard about a 250 coming in and stuff that's going. So for me and for Dirtbike Magazine and everybody associated with it, it's one of those things to where you kind of look at, oh, it's job security. Like we have a lot of motorcycles to test. And I know, Travis, you're not going to be happy when we're shooting you a 20 bike 450 shootout, but hey, if that's where it goes.
Ron warmed us up a few years ago.
Yeah.
It's almost like he knew something.
Yeah, so we've already done those. I think that one was 12 or 13 bikes that we did with all the special editions and then stuff like that. So it's what we're gonna have to be doing, and you know, we're one of the only media companies that still has a printed magazine. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. We have printed magazines. We have the YouTube side. We do live feeds. If you like two strokes, if you like four strokes, if you like two strokes, there's a live feed of the two-stroke World Championship on Dirtbike Magazine thing. Our sister publication, Motocross Action, doing some live feeds with MotoFest. We have a new member to the team, Gene Turner, who's doing great stuff. Ron Lawson, always the head guy at the magazine, making everything happen. So there's lots of other entities to get what we're doing, but you know, if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Travis will keep you up to date on all the stuff that we're doing, and it's not just bike tests, it's lots of other stuff. So
yeah, and one thing I will say, argue for the sake of Dirtbike Magazine, is the difference between Dirtbike and some of the other media outlets, and I'm not knocking them at all, they all do a great job, but the difference is Dirtbike, we test it all. We're not just a hardcore motocross. That's the only thing you're gonna see on here. Again, today we're testing a Project 250 by Jay Clark. We're testing a Fantic 300. You've already heard a little bit about the TF450 RC edition. So we are testing a ton of bikes in different disciplines, and I feel like if you want to learn about a little bit of everything, Dirtbike's the place for you.
Adventure bikes. We do adventure bikes, dual sport bikes. Like, I like to say that Dirtbike Magazine is a company, you know, kind of based in off-road. When we go racing, we do race off-road predominantly. We do.
Don't fool any of us.
I started in motocross and all that kind of stuff.
1999, Glen Helen, ESPN. It's on YouTube. I've seen Mark Tilley
on a KTM.
On a KTM. You were kind of the pioneer of the whole thing.
Yeah. So, but
you're like the Torsten Hallman of KTM.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I like to say that we are based in off-road. We dabble in motocross, but everything else off-road, and that includes adventure bikes, even some street bikes that shouldn't be adventure bikes, we make into adventure bikes and go from there. So I mean, we have one of the longest running editors of dirt bike, or the longest running editor ever of Dirt Bike magazine, Ron Lawson, who's been doing this, been the head editor of Dirt Bike since '91, I believe. I mean, it's great when you have people that you can kind of count on that are like that. And then thanks for everybody for tagging along, and when you're commenting and telling us we don't know what we're talking about, or you know, oh hey, you do know what you're talking about. Just being straight up honest, we're just regular guys that make mistakes, and guys and girls with Gene now that make mistakes. And you know, we appreciate the constructive criticism. We appreciate even the unconstructive criticism, because it kind of makes us laugh. And then, you know what, sometimes they're right, and sometimes we change what we're doing.
Speaking of constructive criticism, there's a bowl of fun right there.
If they don't like it, they can suck.
And Tilly, I got all the beauty shots on the XE300 two-stroke. Pretty cool. It is fuel injected, map switches up top, hydraulic clutch. I was talking on camera, and I'm just wondering, and you know, what are your thoughts? The closest thing we're ever gonna get to possibly a YZ300, because it does share a lot of the same parts, but Yamaha does not make a 300 motocross or 300 off-road bike.
Yeah, and I don't know. Yamaha's had a 250 for so long, and we know all the development team at Yamaha in the US. And they're great at what they do. This is definitely Yamaha-esque. Mainframe, subframe, swing arm, that's all directly from Yamaha, I believe. I mean, even triple clamps, this looks exactly like what's on the YZ250. I don't think suspension wise internally they're exactly what comes on the YZ250, but it is KYB stuff. The wheels, I think they've told us that the wheels will fit a Yamaha, but they're not from Yamaha. They might be from the same supplier or that kind of stuff. Sprocket wise, I know rear wheel sprocket wise and everything like that, that Yamaha stuff. Braking components similar to what we see. Engine though is definitely not Yamaha. Similarities to stuff, but it's its own animal, and you can see the company that makes it is stamped on the head for it. It's General
Minarelli.
Yeah, Minarelli. And another weird thing is, at one time Yamaha owned them, and
they
so
own Minarelli.
Yeah, so it
sounds like the spaghetti sauce I use.
Or it sounds like the apple cider, the Martinelli's.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
So yeah, it's like I said, there's lots of Yamaha S stuff. Do I think that this bike is a prelude to a Yamaha 300? I don't think so.
We can only hope.
Yeah, well, and I mean, the YZ250 and the YZ250X are great motorcycles. Do they really need the extra 50 cc's? Not really. The guys at Yamaha have done a great job, especially with the YZ250X. Cody Webb's riding one now. Why would you need a 300? This thing is kind of nice though. You know what? That's not a bad thing.
That's.
I mean, I know that Fisk Racing has a really good electric start for the Yamahas. So a great company that's making a really good product, especially for the average guy. Do I see something coming like a 300 that Yamaha like just absolutely has to make right now? No. Their YZ250X is great off-road. So.
All right. There's Mark Tilley on his Usui game. Fire her up. No Kickstarter.
Check this out.
You old dog, you still got it.
This bike kind of makes it easy.
I notice front forks were, at least for you at that level, a little soft.
Yeah, really soft. It's soft all the way around, but I think it's a little unbalanced. Like the front end's definitely softer than the rear.
The front looked like it was diving down. The rear did not, at least from watching, didn't look like it was doing the same.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening. Like you're feeling the front, but like I said, I'm pretty impressed. Like,
what did you say a second ago? You'd be pretty happy if you got one?
if I bought one, I'd be happy with it. Like just from riding it around. Like it starts easy, everything works good. Like, you know, it doesn't have pop right off bottom, but I'm sure that you can kind of mess around with maybe some ignition timing and stuff like that. Maybe power valve, how they have that stuff done. But it's got really good mid and top. Like you never have the hard carburetor hit. I'm pretty happy with just riding it around here. I mean, we don't have a lot of traction where we're at right now, so tires, I'm not a fan of the tires, but I'm not a fan of any of these style tires anyways, because here we get to race on motocross tires off-road, so it makes it a little bit easier for us. But I'm impressed with overall.
What about the Brembo hydro clutch on there?
Yeah, all of it works good. Like you're not going, oh yeah, I don't like this or I don't like that. Like I said, when you first got on it, it's a little bit kind of electric feel. Never really has a hard hit, but it's got good mid. It will fall off on top faster than like what a YZ250 two-stroke does, like motocross bike. But I think it pulls a little bit longer than what a YZ250X. Like some of the KTMs, like we got to ride the Riehu not too long ago, and the Riehu seems like it has more bark right off bottom, but it lacks where this picks up in the mid and pulls to the top. It's kind of different power bands. So like I said, this is the first time I've ridden a Fantic at all. I'm pretty impressed.
You're a fanatic for the Fantic?
I'm a fanatic for the Fantic.
And you, I know you don't care about anything. You're just stoked I haven't put you in one rock thing all day.
Yeah, that's been nice.
No rocks, zero.
It's been my better day of filming in a while.
You just been rockless.
No, it's been a good day. No rocks.
Look how much happy you are when I don't do that to you.
I know, look how much more energy I have too.
So now we're going to the rocks now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
This isn't a rock bike. This is a GP bike.
But we're Dirtbike Mag. We're gonna put it on
We
everything.
don't have rocks and GPs?
We ride GP tracks.
Aren't you a lucky duck? No rocks today, not one. And you did a cool hill climb.
That was a good day. Any day out of the rocks is a
Look
good
how much
day.
happy you are.
I know, I hate the rocks. So today, yeah, it was a good day.
Well, we're all done filming. Tilly is gonna put some more time on the TF450 RC. This is the stuff you don't see, and a lot of people think that we're just riding this bike for 20 minutes or a bike for 20 minutes and then giving you a review. That's hardly the case. These guys put hours and hours, try all kinds of setups, different mapping, everything they can before they give you their final word. And then obviously it goes to a shootout and we do a comparison. But there's a ton of time that gets put on each individual bike before you guys get your final reviews. Jared even rode the TF450 for a few laps and did some map testing. So yeah, that'll be all in an upcoming issue of Dirtbike. But we got to test the Fantic 300, only one right now in the United States. We have our hands on it. Really cool bike. You heard from Tilly on what he thought of it. We rode a J. Clark build off-road Honda 250, and Tilly's gonna go ride the TF450 right now. That's it for this vlog 34. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you down the trail.